Blessed to hear that. It's a joy to see everybody in the house this day. It truly is. Once again, we were able to go out again yesterday and serve God and serve His children. But I've said it before, but I don't think I can say it enough that this don't happen without your participation and your help as well. Through your prayers, your financial contributions, your donations and all of those things, and I'm sure there's other ways that I'm not even remembering right now, but I truly want to thank each and every one of you for your part in it. Yesterday, I believe that we were right around 90-some people. I didn't necessarily add up the total numbers. It was a different day, but God blessed us, and I really think that yesterday, if we would have took out 200 meals, we may not have had enough. We never really got off of 2nd Avenue or East 14th before we were out of food yesterday. And we gave out a lot of clothes, and Jody had brought 6 or 7 Bibles, and I had a small Gideon Bible that another guy took. So we know we're putting the word out for them. There's just a lot of different ways that we share. But that being said, I'd just like to turn it over to the rest of them and see what they have to say. Dave, you got anything?
Well, it was a great day yesterday. Gotten to meet a lot of people, a lot of new people. We found some new camps. That was encouraging. We could reach out to them in God's love. So it was a great day.
How is this affecting your thought process toward what you're looking at? Maybe doing anything at home?
Okay. All right. Well, my wife and I are from Sioux City, and there I see the homeless all the time, especially on the street corners, and it's always wanted to do something. I was talking to George this morning that maybe I need to go out and reach into a camp, and I found a camp not that long ago, so we'll have to investigate that. So it may be taking a branch office from Street Kings from here to Sioux City, so we'll see.
Praise the Lord.
Oh yeah, I bet we was out of food by 1 o'clock yesterday. All the boxes we made, and we could have used probably 20, 30 more, easy. It's just hard coming up with the food anyway. But yeah, we met a lot of people yesterday. It was amazing. I mean, we never knew they were out there. And luckily, somebody told George about it, and so at least we went and investigated it. How'd you find the guy under the bridge there?
It's a God thing. We was actually looking for a different friend of ours, but then ran into some other folks that was underneath of a bridge, and they just stopped there for a couple hours to hang out, and then they were checking some things out in a dumpster, and a guy comes over and asks them, he said, well, if you want to go to work, he says, you come back here at 5, he said, and I'll have a couple hours worth of work for you. So he was hoping that they were going to get a little bit of little work and a little money, and he said, yeah, I'm not going to turn that down. So he said, we'll see where that goes. So he was looking forward to that. So they were just kind of killing an hour or so until the guy came back and hopefully put him to work. So praise the Lord.
The only problem is that they're chasing everybody out along the whole riverbank. They're just cleaning them out. If you don't move, they run over you. And they bulldoze your stuff over. They don't care. So we're trying our best to keep them there, though.
Your turn here. Well, yesterday was another amazing day. I believe that God puts you through things just so you can share with other people. Because yesterday, it happened Thursday too. Thursday I was at the pantry and some lady pulled up and was talking to Terry, and we knew she was going through the battle. That's the way I say it now. We don't use the C word. Anyway, so Terry said, I want you to go talk to her. So it was amazing how we connected. Had gone through the same battle, and she didn't have a lot of hope, but I'm hoping time we talked, and then Bridget came over, and we anointed her, and we prayed for her, that now maybe she's got some hope to keep going, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and God will get her through all of it. And then yesterday, another lady and I connected, Casey. She had lost her daughter from drugs. And I said, I know what it's like. 2 years ago, I lost a son. And I said, God will get you through this. I know it's hard. It's one of the hardest things in your life to go through. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And she was very grateful. And, you know, we talked, and I hope I keep seeing Casey.
Yeah, yesterday, we was, where was it? At that place, at
The
the,
back of Walmart?
no, before,
Yeah.
the one, when she gave us the pictures
Oh, down by the dump.
by the dump, and we was looking at the pictures, and then she gave us one, she said, we looked at them and stuff like that, and she asked us if we wanted one. I said, yeah, sure. And then later on, asked us if she wanted to sign it, and she signed it, and she said on and then she wrote her name on it, love and kisses.
Let me see in a minute. That was down by the dump, and the lady is so nice. We serve her most every time. She said, I don't have anything to give, but I will give my art pictures. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah. What do you do? Mariana. Well, we went to this one place, and we went by the by no by the
By those dumpsters and the trucks and stuff.
yeah, but we went before we went to the dumpsters. When George and they went back there, and we walked a mile. So they went back there, and they walked, and we said, huh, where's they at? They ain't back yet. So we left and went and got some water for them, and then we went and we met them by business thing, and we stopped and talked to them, and they was all happy to see us. Here.
Well, yesterday when we were up on the levee and we were feeding people, George tried getting this one person's attention, and he totally ignored George and didn't give any type of caring of what we were trying to do and give. And so we got more people, but they actually showed kindness and respectfulness to the people who were getting served and getting food and stuff that we were giving out, and they were actually very, very caring and grateful for what they were getting, and they weren't ungrateful. And then I think in Barb's car, they had some stuff other for them, and then
Socks and stuff.
and they were very grateful that they got clothing and a meal and a box and a food for them and some other people. And some of their sites aren't the cleanest, but at least we're glad that they were all safe and they had places to go and people to talk to some of them had dogs, and some of them didn't. But
Remember, you said a couple prayers too.
Yeah,
Don't get
yeah,
shy here.
don't forget.
and then I did a few prayers for some people, but some of them were short and some of them were a bit longer. For also one person named Tennessee that we help him out, I did a prayer for him, and I did another one for somebody else, but I can't remember who.
I knew I'd get it out of you.
Make sure you tell about Christy, that Christy went to.
Oh,
Yeah,
She's got her great.
yeah, Christy's standing over on the side, but she was out with us as well yesterday. I asked if she wanted to share anything. Yes.
Just a couple individuals to keep in your prayers. We met an individual at Quick Trip. He was on his way to a job interview. Jody and I prayed for him, so hopefully he gets that job down at a restaurant downtown and can find his way. It's from Bondurant area, so keep in our prayers. And then another individual we met from Kansas City is up here recent, lost his mom, lost his way a little bit, trying to get his way back. He asked for a Bible. We invited him into the church, told him where it was, so pray for him that maybe someday he will come through the doors. So, thank you.
Thank you, Christy. You know, and I guess one of the things that I think about also is frequently we judge people by our first impression. And yesterday, that could easily happen in multiple different ways. But one in particular that stands out for me is we had worked our way up along the levee by 2nd Avenue. We usually turn off on College and go toward the levee, and then we work our way on up toward University. And we were right up underneath the University Avenue Bridge, and there were half a dozen men that were hanging out under that bridge. And they were a little rough-looking characters, and the one young man, I mean, two of them come up and seemed like a little reluctantly at first, but then they come on over to where we were, and they were pretty somber-faced looking, and the one young man he had, I mean, all kinds of facial tattoos, and he was just kind of never really presented a smile or anything, and so you kind of wonder, it's like, oh, how's this going to go, and whatnot. But it was really incredible because he walked over to Christy and Jody, and we're all standing there, but happens to walk over to Jody. And Jody was the one that morning that, as she was leaving the house, she said, I've got all these Bibles. What am I going to do with them? And then she says, well, why don't I just take these Bibles today, So she grabs up a bunch of other stuff, and she had some coloring books and they were wanting to give to this other lady they were talking about. But when that man walked up to Jody and Christy, the first thing he said is, you don't happen to have a Bible, do you? And it's like, boom, there it is. There it is, So, yeah, I mean, be careful to present that impression or that first impression, because you really can't judge a book by its cover. We've all made mistakes. We all made bad choices. Some of mine led me down a long road, dark path, but God has a plan and a purpose for each and every one of us. And if the people on the street can just regain a glimmer of that hope and a glimmer of that understanding that there's still that God has kept them alive this long for a specific reason. So hopefully we can help walk them into that if we're part of that or any part of that. I'm blessed to be able to be a part of that as well. So I just want to thank you guys. It's always an amazing day. It gets to be long, hot, hard sometimes. We got back from a pretty good little walk, and Dave, he's a lot of encouragement for me. He's been doing more walking lately than I have, and probably lost more weight than I have as well. And so I kind of look up to him in that. But he kind of helped encourage me to keep walking, and we oddly enough, we really took the wrong path. I mean, but it led us to the right place anyway. And so we did this long walk, and then we realized after talking with them, we could go around the block and come in from the other side, a whole lot closer. In fact, we only had like 50 feet then, and then we drove right into the parking lot. But it was good. It was well worth it, and God continued to lead each and every moment of the day. And I believe that there were just multiple opportunities and God moments that each one of us experienced, and we're probably only touching a fraction of them in our recall.